Real Arvin, you want it, search how to make an RMT rope. With this rope, or actually, you said you have a jump rope, just search RMT rope plus David Weck. He's got one that's called 5 minute rope flow, rope and feel. Basically, with your jump rope, what you're gonna do is you start swinging it with both handles in your hands, and you start swinging it to the left and to the right of you. And what this is gonna do, it improves your coordination more effectively than just jumping rope, because it makes your spine bend and twist. And this is important because it's gonna help you improve your juggling. And if you improve your juggling, it can improve your juggling. And if you improve your juggling, you're gonna improve your passing, your shooting, as well as your dribbling. So the fastest way, in my opinion, to improve balance and coordination is one, by learning some different rope flow patterns. David Weck says if you could only learn one pattern, learn the alternating underhand sneak. Just watch the video over and over and over, right? There's a lot of tutorials online. Alternating underhand sneak. If you learn it, I promise you, you'll never, it's gonna completely change your life, and your coordination and balance is gonna go through the roof, I promise you. Second thing you wanna check that you might consider doing, they say if you could, that you spend most of your time in beds and on your feet, so you want to invest disproportionately in either of those. The bed is kind of a big purchase, but shoes, if you invest in any type of minimalist shoes, I'm talking a pair of Zero shoes. My new favorite they're called Glurups with the rubber soles, GLERUPS, Glurups. I don't know how it's pronounced, but any minimalist shoe that can work as a leisure, that can work for leisure wear. Like you kind of want one where you could feel confident and comfortable wearing it to dinner, to school, to right. I was juggling with this thing earlier. It's great for getting touches on the ball, because then you don't really have to. It just removes a lot of decisions, right? If you have an all-around shoe that you look great in all facets, so either playing indoor, going out to dinner, and wearing it to school or to work, right? That's what you want to hit, that sweet spot. So this is a minimalist way, right? An effortless way to where you can start to feel more balanced just walking around, because when you have shoes with high soles, it hinders your foot's ability to act like the levers, the springs that they are, right? Because if you have thick soles, then your foot can't do its job, right? Your feet have gone through millions of years of evolution to do what they do, and when you have thick soles and you have shoes that restrict their ability to spread out, right? When you take a step, right? Look at your feet when you take a step. You'll notice that it spreads out a little bit. So when you have tight, narrow shoes that kind of stop your feet from spreading out, absorbing the ground, it's gonna, right? You're making yourself weaker over time because you're not letting the foot do its job. So that's another strategy. It takes a little bit of cash, but right, a little bit of investment in a minimalist shoe can have a huge return. Something you also might want to consider is even using a standing desk at home, or a counter or ledge to do either schoolwork or do some. I think it sounds like you're still in school, so any type of work you're doing, either it's writing or computer, if you could be in standing position, because what you can then do is start to alternate between balance, right? This guy Jim Klopman, he wrote this book called Balance is Power, right? It's directly going to help what you're struggling with. So anytime you're at your desk, and you could start alternating between doing 10-second balance holds on your left foot and then switch to your right foot. So now you're kind of passively improving your balance just by getting out of a sedentary, right, a seated position and spending more time on your feet. Ideally, you're barefoot so that you can really feel the ground, whatever you're standing on. And then you could start to stand on medicine balls. You could start to, invest in a cheap balance tools at your local sporting goods store, or just order, right? You could order a foam pad online. You could get a 2x4, right? Just get a piece of wood that you could stand on and balance. I mean, you could be creative with it. You could even, I've used their wood chipping. Someone was cut at a buddy's house. I was doing some balance work and someone cut a tree stump and it was at a slant. So now I will start to doing with just a piece of wood, was standing balancing on a piece of wood, right? If you've ever seen the movie Karate Kid, he's doing one-legged balance on a boat, right? So anytime you're working one-legged balance, that's gonna really improve. They say true balance is the time it takes to go from once that other foot leaves the ground. That's true balance. Jim Klopman says true balance isn't when you're standing on 2 feet at the same time. It's when one leg leaves the ground. That's true balance. So that's something that you might want to consider doing. You also said that you've been tripping over the ball during practice. So you have a few options there. One option, if you like games, if you want to use your phone and technology to help you improve, and if you could get a little bit of cash doing some chores, or maybe you got a job, invest in a dribble up ball. And I think this is a great way because the dribble up ball, it gamifies ball skill mastery. So it's a fun way to build a dribbling habit. And if you have your own little coach on your cell phone and you just use this ball, it's going to help you level up your game. You could also check out this kid on Instagram. His name is Fanta Sista Mickey, FANTA SISTA MICKEY, and he's got some simple dribbling sequences, but if you master the simple ones, you can see how it gets very complex very fast, right? But they start like, you just loop a small section of the video, so watch one little sequence, because he does them so fast that, just looking on the outside looking in, it seems like he's doing a lot. But when you slow it down and say, okay, let me see if I can replicate just this little sequence, and then you start to break it down frame by frame, like, okay, it's a drag, reverse, drag, reverse, drag, reverse, drag, reverse, then it's drag, touch, reverse, drag, touch, reverse, touch. So just look at one of his clips and then start to mimic what he does, because just through dribbling sequences, it's going to be, through a repetitive dribbling sequence, you can really start to improve your dribbling abilities, so you're not tripping all over yourself during games, right, practices. And the thing that I would follow up on is that you could invest in a size 1 ball. A size 1 ball probably costs $10, but it's really going to help you improve, because since it's so small, it's portable. And if it's portable, you can bring it everywhere you go. I call this taking a soccer vacation. It's just effortless. It's effortless play, either dribbling or juggling or passing with a friend or with a wall. It's just like, if you have access to it, it's going to improve the chances that you're going to get touches, which is going to help you get better, right? And doing dribbling sequences with a smaller ball is going to help you when you get to a size, when you step on the field of practice, because it's harder to manipulate a size 1 ball. So when you start to use a size 5 ball, it's going to be, you're going to have a competitive advantage because you've been training with a smaller ball, right? So try some of those techniques and reach out with any questions. All right, thank you.